You should watch this entire video if you are struggling to get clients. That's one of the most important or the most common struggles that business owners of all sizes face. Whether that's the absolute beginner trying to get their first clients or the established business owner that does millions of dollars a year but has kind of plateaued. And this video is going to make it very simple on how to solve these problems. I actually have a 15-part plan near the end of the video that you can pick and choose from or do the entire thing. So it will solve your problem no matter what. If you are not getting clients right now, it is for a reason. And that reason is because you don't deserve to get any clients. And that is a very, very important thing to understand and mindset shift or lens to view the problem through. If you deserve to get clients, you would be getting clients. And it really is that simple for 99.99% of the cases. I'm sure someone could point to an exception they heard about one time in a newspaper in a different country 40 years ago, but it's just one of those things. If you really deserve to get clients, you would be getting them. If you're not getting clients right now, I've made this little checklist that you can pause the video and go through, and I'll just read it off here. If you're not getting clients, are you running ads? Are you posting 5 times per day on Twitter and LinkedIn? Are you making a short form video every day? Are you making a YouTube video every day? Are you sending at least 1,500 cold emails per day? Are you trying to form partnerships? Do you even have a great lead magnet or a 30-day email flow that nurtures leads? Do you have a webinar? Do you have a group? Any way to qualify these leads? Do you have an appointment setter? Are you sending a newsletter 5 times per week? Do you have an intro offer? Are you using your CRM properly? Do you have a pre-call flow to reduce no-shows and all of that kind of stuff? Do you have a great sales presentation that you can screen share that will improve your close rate? Are you following up? Do you have a VSL on the top of your website that shows your face, lets them hear your voice, explains what you do? Are you going to events in your city or Vegas or anywhere else like that? And are you prospecting for 60 minutes per day? This is a great checklist because if the answer is no, then it becomes more of why would you get clients instead of like, why am I not getting clients? Like if you're not doing all of these things, why would you get clients? And that is an important realization to make, because if you're, whining and you're whatever stage you are in your business, you're at home whining that you're not getting enough leads, you're not closing enough deals, all of that kind of stuff, but you're not actually doing the stuff that, gets deals and gets leads, like why would you be getting them? It's just so important. And it really is that simple. This is basic cause and effect. Without a cause, there's no effect. It's the Newton's laws. An object in motion, it wants to stay at motion unless an outside force acts upon it. It's the opposite of that. Why would you be building momentum? Why would you be getting a result? Nothing really is happening. So if you don't know me, my name is Matthew Larson. I am the founder of 1000X Leads, and I got over 2,000 clients in 2023 with my previous agency. And I've gotten a few hundred more clients so far this year with basically the same thing that I'm going to go over in this video. I've helped over 200 business owners get clients inside my program, which is 1000X Leads. And if you follow the plan that I'm about to present here, I guarantee that you're going to get more clients. So this is free advice. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no risk involved, but I know that most people are not going to do this watching it. They're just going to watch this video and kind of feel good inside. But for the few who are actually going to take this seriously, this is all free. You can do this in, I don't know how many hours, let's say 10 hours total, and start getting as many leads as you want. So I'm going to go through them. I have 15 steps here. So the first is to set up your cold email. So you want to go to GoDaddy, buy 30 cold email domains and 30 email addresses to go with it. So you buy these cold email domains because you don't want to send cold emails from your main domain, because cold emails get reported as spam much more frequently. And if you get reported as spam too much, then all of your emails are going to go to spam from your main domain, and we don't want that. So when you buy these 30 cold email domains, you do that because you can send about 50 emails per day per domain. So if you want to send 1,500 emails divided by 50 per domain, that's where the 30 number comes from. So my business is called 1000xleads.com. So for example, cold email domains that I have, like try1000xleads.com or get1000xleads.com or hello1000xleads.com. Doesn't really matter, just make sure it's a .com domain. because that's the best for deliverability. Once you basically buy these, you're going to have to add a few DNS records to them. So DKIM, DMARC, and SPF records. Just Google how to do that. I'm not going to go over that here. And this setup will be enough for you to send 1,500 cold emails per day, Monday to Friday, and that should get you 1, maybe 2 meetings once you get good enough at it. It's just one of those things. The second one is to set up your Facebook ad account and newsletter. So go to Facebook Business Manager, create one, make an ad account, make a pixel, make a Facebook page and an Instagram, and if you already have those, great, but make sure they're all linked together because that is what you need for advertising, and then make sure the pixel is on your website. The next what you want to do to set up your newsletter here is go to Beehive and create a newsletter, and you want to do a separate domain for this. So my business is called 1000xleads.com, but my newsletter is themarketingblog.com. Just keeps them separate, and it works a lot better for everyone. It seems less salesy and more like an actual newsletter that's trying to help them. You can still promote your company in it. It's just better to keep it separate, in my opinion. Then you want to test all of these out, make sure the pixel's firing properly. Again, if you don't know how to do this, I'm not going to do a huge tutorial on this in the video. Go to Google, go to YouTube. It's called being resourceful and figuring it out. Number 3 is you want to make a 100-page presentation on how to succeed in your industry. So my industry is lead gen, B2B lead gen. I have a huge document that is basically a masterclass on how to generate leads. So you want to make sure in this document there's good advice, exact step-by-step plans, examples, and some templates if you have them. And you want to make sure you have plenty of photos and graphics and frameworks and icons to make it more readable. If you can really, how would you say, take a complex concept and make a graphic or a framework that it's easy to understand, that is one of the best things you can possibly do for building your own credibility. The next is video content. So what you want to do is make a list of the 30 most important topics in your market. So mine's lead gen, right? So Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads, LinkedIn and Twitter content, short form video, YouTube content, cold email, prospecting, cold DMs, partnerships, lead magnets, email flows, landing pages, thank you pages, groups, paid products, affiliate links, CRMs. Like, these are all very important topics for my industry, and that's what you would do the same for you. And then every day, we want to make one long-form YouTube video like the one you're watching right now, as well as one short-form video about the topic. And once you go through all 30 topics, just restart and make new, better, more videos on the same topic, because repetition is important. Most people won't have seen them to begin with, and if they did, most people won't remember. And of the ones who do remember, they don't care. They'll love to see your video again if it's good. When you're starting on YouTube, a lot of people struggle and they're like, oh, I could never do that. But what you want to do is either make some graphics and talk over a screen share presentation in Miro-board, or do kind of what I'm doing right now with watching me talk over some slides and kind of get the gist of it on the screen, but talk over it and just be normal, right? It's very important. The next is written content, and you want to take that same list of 30 important topics and you want to write 5 posts per day, one at a time. So if my topic was Facebook ads, I might write 5 posts about Facebook ads, but they'll be different, right? One will be how to, another will be a frequently asked question, another will be an example or a story or something. And you can schedule all of these with Hype Fury and cross-post them on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And then you want to make a 400 to 2,000 word newsletter 3 to 5 times per week, and you can reuse a lot of the video content. You can basically make your newsletter a written version of the video, or you can reuse a lot of these stuff. And it's just very, very important that you also have a newsletter that you're sending to your list, because that's one of the most effective ways to convert leads and people on your email list to actual clients. And you send your newsletter through Beehive. The next one is to create email flows. So if you're advertising your lead magnet, for example, and someone goes to your website and fills out a form, I'm sure we all have done this before, that should connect them automatically to an email flow. So you want to make a list of 30 frequently asked questions or objections that have to do with you, your service, all that kind of stuff. And you want to make a 30-part email sequence in ConvertKit. And you'll send 1 email per day for 30 days, each focusing on answering 1 FAQ or objection until hopefully there are none left. If there's 30 objections and you cover them all, At some point, people are just going to think, well, I guess this person knows what he's doing, and they're going to schedule a call or buy whatever you're selling. And it really is that simple as far as email campaigns, but the vast majority of people don't even have them. So you just have to do it. The next is you want to start running ads. So this is kind of dependent on once you've made your lead magnet and your email flows are sending and you have that landing page in the form, then you can start running ads. It wouldn't really make sense to do so without it. It would be pretty much a waste of time. So what you want to do is go on your phone here and you want to go to your Notepad app, and I'll do this right now and hold it up on my screen here. So download my lead magnet. It's free. It's awesome. You'll learn so much. Download now. So what you do is and I don't know if you can see that. Might be a little bit blurry. Yeah, it's a bit blurry. But you just write whatever ad you want, a text-only ad on your Notepad app. You screenshot it. You turn it into a square, and then you send it to yourself via email or Telegram or something, and then you have it on your computer, and that's what you'll use as your ad. And it's a super simple way to do it, but it's very, very effective. The next is your CRM and your appointment setter. So you can hire a commission-only appointment setter. The function or the job of an appointment setter, also called an SDR or a sales development representative, is to basically contact all your leads and set up calls for you. And then you can pay them per call or per sale, whatever you want. So make sure you set up your CRM properly as well. So all of your form submissions add the person to your CRM. If you have a bunch of different forms and people opt in all of them, you might be missing a lot of people being added to your CRM. So just make sure it's set up properly. I use Close.com for my CRM. There's plenty of CRMs and it's mostly a matter of preference. And then you want to follow up a combination of you and your appointment setter with everyone in your CRM twice per week trying to book calls. You're going to get 3 times, 5 times, 10 times as many calls doing this manually as you would just kind of sitting back and hoping passively that someone is going to book a call with you. It's very important. The next is sales. So we want to make sure that we have a pre-call flow set up in Calendly. We want to send them reminders like 24 hours before, 4 hours before, and an hour before. That will send them an email, a text, like your call with Matt is coming up, don't forget. And in that email, we want to have our link to our presentation we're going to go over on the call, just so they're kind of prepared and they can see ahead of time. We also want to ask questions on the call booked form, like when they're signing up on your Calendly. What is your revenue? How familiar are with you? This is the price or the price range. Are you okay with this? And it just kind of disqualifies people who can't afford it, who aren't okay with that, because we don't want to talk to them anyway. They're going to clog up our calendar when we could be doing actual work with that time. The next, when you do the sales presentation that you screen share on the call, if all you did was answer the following questions: what are we doing here? Or what are we trying to do? How do most people do it? And why is this not good? Why doesn't that work? Why will we be successful in our way? What difference will this make in your business? What are the risks? How much does it cost? How long does it take? And how will you measure success? If you did nothing but answer those 8 questions, you'd have a very good sales presentation, a very good pitch. Once you get off the call, make sure to follow up with everybody you talk to on the phone or Zoom or whatever video chat at least a couple dozen times before you give up. Might not be that they're not interested, they're just not interested now. It just might not be the right time, and persistence really will pay off here. The next is partnerships. So what we want to do for partnerships is brainstorm types of people who sell to the same customers that we do. If we had a Facebook ad agency for e-commerce stores, who else sells to e-commerce stores? Amazon agencies, email marketing agencies, SEO agencies. That's who we want to partner with. And we want to make a one-page presentation, and we want to have an offer that basically asks people to refer business to us. We want to give them a fee, but we also want to have it benefit them beyond just that. So for example, I used to have a landing page agency. Who else needs landing pages besides the e-commerce stores? Facebook ad agencies who who service the stores, because if their landing page sucks, their ads won't work and they'll get fired. So that's what I mean, or that's an example of how it benefits them far beyond just a referral fee. In addition to that, you're really going to want to focus a lot of time and attention on how you will ensure that you won't embarrass them. they refer to you, you do a horrible job, like they could lose the client or the client's going to not trust them anymore, that kind of stuff. Like how you're going to ensure that you're not going to embarrass them is like 80% of the pitch here. And that's the number one fear they're going to have with this type of arrangement. So one way you can mitigate this is to offer to do like a trial or a free work for their clients, and that reduces the risk completely in referring to you. And, it's tedious. You're going to have to do a lot of free work, but you're going to get 10 times as many clients as if you were not doing that type of offer. The next is going to be a VSL on the website. So video sales letter, just have one you talking to the camera. You don't have to make it fancy or edited or scripted or like crazy amounts of effects. 90% of the value in a VSL is you showing your face and them hearing your voice and that kind of stuff. So just get on the camera. If you don't have a camera, just go on your phone and talk like this, 5 minutes, what you do in plain English, some of the results you've gotten, next steps to take if they're interested. And that's all there is to it. It's not complicated at all. Next, we want to have either a group or a webinar. So think of a situation where you see an ad on Facebook, you go to a landing page, you fill out a form, like that's great. You're going to get the lead magnet, but you've only done two things. The lead magnet is not really a relationship with the person. It's just a pre-made document or piece of value, and you only collected their email address. If you have a group or a webinar, it's two ways to push them further down the funnel, and you can ask for more information because it's higher implied value, higher commitment. So when you just got the email address before, now you can have the name, now you could have the phone number, now you could have the website, the revenue, etc. And this is a way to get more complete or enriched data. If you've ever heard the term data enrichment, this is basically what they're talking about. The next is going to be prospecting. And prospecting is when you manually reach out to people on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and do this for 60 minutes per day. You want to focus here, in my view, on forming friendships and not on selling, because they might not be interested, but if you're friends with them, they refer you to their network and their friends, and just making friends is going to be a lot higher ROI than just trying to hard pitch everybody right away. This is one of the most boring and tedious things that a person could possibly do, not just in business, but in general, but it's the number one tool that you have to keep your pipeline full. And if you're complaining that you're not getting any clients, keep complaining, I guess, if you want, but this is what you have to be doing. The step number 14 is business events, and going to events always has a very high return on investment. I've never been to an event personally that didn't pay for itself, usually tenfold. If you can't go to a business event and you get an ROI, it's because you have a shit network, and that's the truth of it. You should be going to events to meet people you know online, to meet people you know through email, all that kind of stuff, and then you meet them, and then they trust you 100 times more because they've seen that you're an actual real person and that you're funny and that you're whatever in real life, and you're going to get their business. That's going to separate you from the hundreds of people who do the exact same quality of service that you do, and that's just the reality of it. There'll always be events in your city. Go to Vegas for the big ones. Make a habit of doing one per month at a very minimum. And the step number 15, this is the final step, is an intro offer. So most people only have their recurring service. So if you do email marketing, you only just have monthly email marketing management. And this is a very bad thing because there's a huge risk in just turning over the reins to you and paying your fee and just hoping for the best. That is like the number one reason that people don't buy. So if you have a lower priced one-time offer that they can essentially test your services out for a cheaper price with no commitment, you'll be able to get your foot in the door, do a great job, win their trust, and then you can upsell them later to the main recurring service anyways. It's not an either or, it's like a stepping stone. If you were like trying to cross a river, you could either jump across the river or you could place a stone in the middle and go one step at a time, and it's just a lot easier that way. The only way to complete all of these things, all 15 of these, because this is a lot of stuff, I'm not going to try and say it's not a lot of stuff, is to wake up early and block your calendar until 12 p.m. And you can whine and you can cry about that and say, like, that's not necessary, or I'm a night owl, but, business hours are business hours. If you're doing all this stuff, from 9 to 3 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., you're not going to wake up in time for business hours. There's absolutely no ifs, ands, buts about it when it comes to, this for business stuff. You have to wake up early. You have to block your calendar till 12 p.m. to have time to focus. So here's an example, like hour 1, prospecting. Hour 2, your written content, your community post, your newsletter. Hour 3, your YouTube video and your short form video. Hour 4, check cold emails, reply, CRM follow-up, and then 5, kind of whatever needs to be done or built at that time. Like, that's what you could do for this. Do this every day for 3 years, and you'll be very wealthy. And I know 99.9% who are watching this won't, and that is why they're struggling to get clients. It's really that simple, for better or for worse. If you don't do this stuff, you're not going to get clients. So if you're weak, if you can't focus, get used to not having any clients, I guess. It's not exactly an inspirational or motivational message, but that's the truth of the matter, and we don't need any more BS on the internet. So, if you like this video, subscribe, let me know what you think, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.